Hi everyone, welcome back, and this is Insights podcast by Grailmaker Innovations. I hope you all are having a lovely weekend, and to we are going to bring to you a lovely conversation by our three wonderful panelists. Today we are going to talk about authors who are visually impaired, and they have written their books, and we'll know more about them. So books has always been something that I've stayed away from. The only books that I always liked were the horror books or the crime books. But when I got to know about the books that our authors here have written, one of it I've actually read the book, loved it to the core, and the other one I'm planning to read it. So without any ado, let's call on to our panelists today. Rishabh Gupta, all the way from Raipur. And he has written his life experiences, the journey of him slowly getting visually impaired. And the book is called What I See Now. Rishabh, we welcome you to the show.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. How are you?
I'm doing good, Rishabh, and I'm excited to take this conversation forward with you. And I now welcome our other two authors. They have combinedly written a book. So Neha Jain and Jigisha Agarwal, I welcome you both.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much.
ma'am. It is really an honor to be here.
It's our
So
pleasure.
it's a pleasure, Aishwarya. So actually, it's Checkmate Without Eyes, an accessible
Yes,
chess
yes.
journey.
So, yes, Neha and Jigisha. So, let me start with you guys. So, how did the idea of Checkmate Without Eyes came in for you all? Like, what was the reason? I mean, I would like to know your background first. Do you guys play chess? And if you do, what inspired to start this book?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, Aishwarya. So can I answer first?
Yes, please. Yes.
So yeah, myself Neha Jain, and currently I'm pursuing PhD from GGU University in Political Science. So yeah, I have been a chess player. I started chess in 2018 when I was in 12th class, and in 2019 I played my first tournament. So when I played my first tournament, it was quite great. Then I continued my chess journey, and one time I got an opportunity to play a selection tournament. If I got selected, I would have gone to play Para Asian. And fortunately, I got selected, but due to COVID, unfortunately, I could not visit China to play. Then, in reselection, due to my academic commitments, I could not get reselected. So, I have been a national chess player till now, and I have participated in an international open tournament of chess, which was held in Raipur. And yeah, this is my chess journey basically.
Yeah.
Great. How about you, Jigesha?
So I have also been a chess player from past 2-3 years, and I have been interested in chess as well. But I have not played any tournaments, but have much interest in chess. So I am also pursuing DLLB at Hidayatullah National Law University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. So, like, when talking about the idea of this book, so like me and Nihari, we are best friends. We are from school best friends. So we were just talking something randomly in the month of December, and we were just finding things to be done in like something interesting as we both were free. So we just thought to write a book, and then we realized that there is no compiled and accessible book for the visually impaired people. And as we both are also visually impaired, so we could understand the thing. Then we decided to write a book which is totally accessible and a compiled version of all the concepts, including foundation, middle game, end game, etc. So that's the motivation we got.
Mhm. You know what I really love about the idea that you both came together, not just that you played it, but the thought of making it accessible for the others. That means a lot because I used to play chess when I had sight. But then I sort of gave it up. Although I knew that there are accessible chess boards for visually impaired, I gave it up. But then once I started exploring it, I didn't know, I didn't understand, because the way a sighted person plays chess and the way a visually impaired plays chess, it's a lot different. So, but then I had to personally figure out how is it played, what are the different positions, and the rows and columns. So, really nice of you to come up with this concept. Let me go to Rishabh there now. So, Rishabh, how about your book? What I see now, why did you think of writing that? I mean, I know that many books that are related to visually impaired is more of inspiration, overcoming challenges, and resilience and all that. But reading yours, it's not like, oh, this is an inspiring book, but it is more of like we have given sneak peek into your life, how you have accepted it, and how you chill with that visual impairment. So what was that point when you thought of writing this book?
Okay. So I'm going to be very honest here. I am an accidental author. First of all, I never intended to write this book. What actually happened was I was not able to find how should I express whatever I'm feeling. Because when you are in this space, when you don't have any people, how will you express when they don't relate with your experiences? So I was frustrated, and I was kind of initially inclined towards finding ways in the motivation. I'll write a motivation book where I am so inspirational and did this and that, and realized this is not me. This is not working.
Mm.
One day, after having three coffees, I just went out everything. Like I was just speaking for 6 hours. I just on my audio recording and I said everything the way I speak to my friends, to people around me, to my loved ones. And those 6 hours after that, I realized, यार ये तो बहुत funny है, मजा आ रहा है इसको पढ़ने में. I called my editor friend. I asked her, भाई इसको edit करके दो. And next 6 hours we did edit it. And after 12 hours, we had a first draft ready. I thought, कि यार, what to do now? So I gave it to my friends. मैं पढ़ के बताओ यार, how is it? मजा आ रहा है क्या? And their reaction was so amazing because book is written from a vision loss perspective, but all the ideas are universal. Like everybody feels all of that.
Mm.
So I thought, yeah, if anybody is relating, maybe abled or disabled, then it can be something. And till now, finally, who doesn't wants to be an author?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Very interesting story, Rishabh. I'm sure, like right now, as people who are listening to you, because story need not be something like, oh, I climbed Mount Everest or something like that. But the simple,
Hmm.
tiny, weeny days, moments of your life, if you could capture that in
Hmm.
words, and somebody is
Yes.
reading it, and that makes a lot
Hmm.
of sense. Thanks, Rishabh. Thanks. Let me now jump back to the chess field now. Neha and Jigisha, one of you can answer this question. So, like we were talking, like chess for sighted is different, and chess for visually impaired is different. So, can you? Some of our listeners right now may not know how a visually impaired could play chess. Can you walk us through, like, what are the adaptations in chess? I mean, what adaptations are there in chess for visually impaired? How different it is from the sighted one?
Yes, Aishwarya, I would like to answer this. First of all, I would like to clarify one misconception. There is no major difference in the playing style of visually impaired and sighted players. In fact, chess is the only sport where visually impaired students and sighted players can compete on equal footing. This is the reality of it. Yeah, there are some adaptations and softwares which we need to use. First of all, there is tactile braille board in which various things are given for identification, such as the dark squares in the board are slightly raised than the light ones, and
Mhm.
uh, similarly, to identify the pieces, each piece has different shape which can easily be recognized by touch. And for as far as the color is concerned, the black colors usually have a mark on it, like a dot or something, which can easily be recognized by a player. So there is a misconception that there is a lot of difference between the playing style of sighted and visually impaired players, but it is not true. Yeah, the sighted players can see the board, but with practice, visually impaired people can also visualize the board in their minds. With a lot of practice, it can be done, and they are allowed to touch the boards. And if I tell you about the boards, the accessible boards have a hole, like each squares have holes inside it, so that every piece can be firmly fixed as they contain some pegs beneath it. So even if they touch, the piece remains in place without moving. They are firmly in their places. And with practice, see, piece movement and everything can be calculated mentally. So since it can be played mentally, so there is no much problem. Only practice, with practice, even visually impaired people can compete with sighted players, and there are many visually impaired players who even become champion in sighted tournaments. So yeah, that is the
Wow.
thing.
So is it
And
true that when you please go ahead, please go
yeah,
ahead.
and if I talk about the tools, see, other than this accessible tactile board, we have many softwares in present time which can be used by screen with the aid of screen readers. One of them is Winboard. It helps you play games, and even set up position and
Hmm.
improve chess. Other than this, we have leeches in which people can just play chess with the help of screen reader by following algebraic notations. Similarly, there are various apps like even Winboard. With the help of Winboard, a player can also solve puzzles, can read the position and solve them. Other than that, we have analyzed this, which helps players to analyze their game and see their mistakes and thus improve their games. So there are various
Hmm.
softwares also. Yes, Aishwarya, you were saying something.
Yeah, great, Neha. Lovely to know this. I mean, I see that you have a lot of knowledge about this. Is it true that when you start playing chess as visually impaired, initially you take more time getting used to your positions, each coin? Is that true?
Yes, ma'am. If yes, Ashwarya, if I share my experience, initially I used to make a lot of blunders. Though I used to touch the pieces and I could imagine sometimes, but sometimes I used to miss like hanging piece or something. So I used to make a lot of blunders and used to take a lot of time. But with practice, now I can just read the positions, and sometimes I can even solve blindfold chess without even seeing, without even arranging the board. So this is a clear misconception that there is a major playing barrier between uh, barrier of playing chess between amongst visually impaired people. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Neha. Thank you for wonderfully, putting that. Now let me move on to Rishabh. So, Rishabh, there is a lady drama in your life, and you called her drama queen, drama Devi, right? So, can you introduce the drama Devi to us? You have wonderfully made a chapter on her in your book. So, can you tell us who the drama Devi is? Rishabh, we're not able to hear you. Rishabh, you're not audible.
Now, am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Perfect.
Yes, perfect, perfect. So, very interesting story, and I guess all of us would relate with this. So, initially, when we all have like held our first cane, I feel like for me, it was like my cane as an external identity speaking out loud. See, this is a blind guy. He needs help. Blah blah. All the stereotypical stuff that we have seen, and my behavior was like, if this stick is creating so much drama in my life, why not I give it a personality, a name, and something like this to be comfortable with it. Like, when I go back now to my first experience, I always realize this, that time I did this, called my cane as Drama Devi, was just to be comfortable with it, just to be comfortable with it outside, when I'm in front of people. So this was
Mm.
my coping mechanism, but it was very fun. So that habit is still there in me. So now I randomly name objects in my life. I have a speaker, and we have named it Laluji because it is of red color. So so we do that here.
Oh, nice. Interesting. Interesting, Rishabh. So, also, Rishabh, like, initially, it takes a lot of time. See, is for a person who is acquired blindness somewhere in the later stage of their life, for them to
Hmm.
first accept the blindness, acceptance is the most
Hmm.
important thing. Abhi, theek hai, jo hai, it is what it is. And
Hmm.
then not only that, living your life like with the new adaptations that you have, you may have to start using assistive technology. You will have to
Hmm.
do work around with things differently from the way you used to do before. So
Hmm.
after all this, you kind of, when did that point come? Okay, let me take it, in a very playful way, because I see a lot of things in your book were very playful, and it's a good read. I mean, when I read your book, it was more like, hey, I relate to this. Or even if I'm sure sighted persons read it, they're like, oh, he's
Hmm.
taken it so positively. So how did that transformation happen, from acceptance to living on with your life, and then dealing with the challenges, but taking it playfully and positively?
First of all, thank you so much for the review. I'll tell you, I, as I told in my first answer as well, initially I was not able to find the way. Like, how should I express it? Because nobody was around me I could relate with. What should I say? So I've been without my humor, without my sarcasm, a lot of years were like that. And when I finally realized ki this is me, the person who is sitting in a room and who is controlling the energy of the room, or who is making others comfortable through its humor, or the identity which I had. I was just like this when I was a little child. So my
Mm.
childhood is completely here, and that inner child is always there. So it was never a conscious choice. As I realized I am not this person, I'm wearing just this mask. When that realization come, I just started peeling one layer at a time to be more like my inner child. And then
Mm.
things started moving, and the book was a representation of that. I never
Mm.
intended to make it funny. It was funny because it is like that only.
I like your response. I never meant to make the book funny because it is like that only. Nice, Rishabh. Thank you so much. I'll
Yes.
now jump to Jigisha and Neha. So, Jigisha and Neha, there are two versions of your books. One is the text version, which is specifically accessible for visually impaired, and one is the other is the diagram version. So, what was the reason for you all to create two versions of the book? I mean, you tell me the differentiation, how it helps different people reading those books?
Shall I answer? So the difference is actually the thing was ki in starting we aimed to write only one book, and then as we proceed, we thought that we should make two books. We should add diagrams in one, like that was Nehati's idea that we should introduce some diagrams. Then I thought that we should make two books. One should be diagram edition and another should be textual edition. Like the textual one is very helpful for the totally blind people, as we are going to introduce in ebooks also. Say so,
Mm-hmm.
it will be helpful for them, for coaches, and for normal people as well, and for partially blind as well. But for partially blind people, the diagram edition would be more helpful, as it has diagrams in it. Like the concepts in both the books are totally same, but the difference is the diagram thing. The diagram edition
Mm-hmm.
has diagrams, like the examples are also having diagrams, and the puzzles are also represented in the form of diagrams. And in the textual one, there are concepts in the form of text and notations. That
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that is it.
So, was there, while writing this book, like because you have to think of two concepts, text and diagram versions. So, did you have any challenge to put that concept? Like, example, if I could say, diagram mein kuch concept, if you want to show, it becomes easier. Like, but the same concept, when you have to write it in text, it could be a challenging, aspect. Yeah. So, Jigisha, my question is, now you have talked about text and diagram versions of the book. When we see diagrams, it becomes easier to show different concepts and all. But the same thing when you turn it into text, it could be challenging. Was there any challenges you faced like that? Like, अरे ये थोड़ा tough हो रहा है ये concept explain करने में, something, any situation like that?
Aishwarya, shall I answer?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, I would like to add some things to the textual and diagram edition. Actually, the textual edition can be used by even sighted players to increase their blindfold chess. And if I talk about the benefit of these two books, as the diagram edition contains notations as well as diagrams, so it will help players to enhance their notation skills in chess, because in chess, games are recorded by writing in notations, so it will help to increase their notations skills as well. And talking about this issue, yes, there was one particular concept we found difficult to explain: the shapes of pieces in tactile sets, because for sighted people, seeing and recognizing is obvious, but for visually impaired people, we need to describe somehow, so we had to do a lot of thinking on that. Suppose the king, then we thought about explaining, and we explained like the king is the tallest piece on the board. Rooks are cylindrical and broad shaped pieces with uh, castled walls. Bishops are slimmer than queens and rooks, and have a top notch uh, top notch shape and all, diagonal and top notch shape. So we had to think a lot to explain these concepts, but it was fun writing too.
No, I mean, that shows like the work that you have put in writing this book, Neha. Thanks for that. I now move to Rishabh. Rishabh, my question to you. In fact, let me bring this. So you go for a date, and like, obviously when you go for a date, you people talk about maybe a movie together or a walk and all. But the interesting thing is, in that date, you spoke about, you compared your eyesight, that eye condition, which is retinitis pigmentosa, to a dosa. Oh wow, pigmentosa to dosa. I'm very good at rhyming. I'm learning to be an author. But yes, Rishabh. Yeah. So tell us about that experience. How you compared retinitis RP, in short, to a dosa.
See, every single time when it was like publicly announced that, okay, so ghar mein Rishabh hai and he has this RP. So every single person who has instantly built this curiosity कि कितना दिखता है इसको, how much he can see. So this was the question everywhere I went, कितना दिखता है और क्या दिखता है और मैं दिख रहा हूँ या ये उंगलियां दिख रही हैं. Every single time I had to explain कि ये होता है rods and cones and blah blah vision loss things. I realized that मजा नहीं आ रहा है, मतलब कि क्या होगा. तो book में the dosa metaphor was written. That was my first creative way of explaining how my vision is. So now, what is my habit? Every single time, if a person asks me, "Ki, how is your vision?" My mind is like, now I have to find something in this room and made a metaphor at the same time to explain my vision to them. At least I should have something good. Now, my creative muscles should be better while explaining my vision to someone. So, this was my creative outlet. And Dosa metaphor, which I am not going to tell here, you have to read the book for that, was my first expression.
Sorry, I didn't get your
Yes.
last line, Rishabh.
I said the dosa metaphor was my first, I guess, cool way of expression of my vision to a crush. So it was interesting for me at that time. Now I create more of it every single time.
We are looking forward to more of such stories, Rishabh, definitely. Coming
Yes.
back to Neha and Jigisha. So, what is like, if a visually impaired is going to read your book, so what are the platforms where the book is currently available right now?
So the book is now available on Amazon, Flipkart, Book Classic Shelf, and the publisher's website. That is Astit Prakashan's website. And soon, like in a day or two, it will be available on Kindle as well in the form of ebooks. And in these other platforms, it is available in hard copy. So
Oh,
it will
very
be
nice.
there on Kindle soon, like in a day or two.
Wonderful.
And
So let's say I purchased the book. Okay, I purchased the EPUB, the Kindle version of it. So as a visually impaired, like what can I look forward to? Like, okay, I'm through reading your book. So at the end of it, what will I gain from reading your book?
ma'am, Aishwarya, you will gain various things like our book is designed to help even beginners and intermediate players. You will start with the foundation of chess, and then you will get many tactical ideas in chess. You will get to know about various openings. You will get to know about opening principles, end game ideas, middle game, like how to plan in middle game, and many more things.
Okay, get it. So thank you, Neha and Jigisha. Let me ask now, bring in Rishabh. Rishabh, like you have discussed so many things in your book about, like you've used humor, even in some challenges you brought in humor. But then to deal with the challenge to start with, that must have been difficult. And then to put it in, humorous words and all that, what were the thoughts you were having when you were doing this, putting your the maybe the most, because I have counseled many people with retinitis pigmentosa, for them
Hmm.
na ghar ka na ghat ka, that sort of a situation, because they can see a little when it initially starts, they will have slowly start losing the vision, and the process is all slow. So for you to accept
Hmm.
that and put that in a wonderful book like this with lot of humor, what were your thought process during that time?
Uh, for me, I guess one privilege that I always had was my big brother, because Abhimanyu is my elder brother. He's 2 years elder than me, and he had RP diagnosed to him before me. So I was
Hmm.
always ready for what's going to happen next. So
Hmm.
when he was dealing with things, my mind was okay. Maybe we can do these things, yeah, solve these problems like this, or maybe this would be a better way of dealing with this. And for me, more than finding accessibility related tools or things like this, the mental part was one of the biggest part to cope with. Still, I feel like the realization and the acceptance, like this is me, and I'm going to be bold and out there without any embarrassment and be there shining. That was like the biggest thing that I guess that came to me uh, after automatically
Hmm.
while being there out while being out there. So that was the thing which I guess was most difficult to me for me to accept and embrace.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that.
Yes.
And I hope
Hmm.
you keep going a long way. Thank you. Back
Definitely.
to Neha and Jigisha. So, for, when we look into sports, like in India, academics are a little better when it comes to people with, disabilities in general. There are a lot of resources. Sports also is there now. We see, India winning the World Cup and women blind cricket team coming in and Paralympics being conducted. So, but still, it is not out there completely. So, if say somebody is interested in focusing their career on playing chess for visually impaired, what is the way map for them? One of you can answer, Neha or Jigisha.
So I think, like, if I start from the basics, so a person who is starting chess, so first he need to build his foundation. The foundation के लिए he needs to know the basic concepts, the basic, what are the pieces, the board, the movement of pieces. Then he'll go to the tactics like fork, pin, etc. He'll know the tactics. He'll learn about the tactics and he'll solve puzzles. Practice in the is the foundation of chess. Like, the more you will practice, the more you will get better. तो प्रैक्टिस आपको हर स्टेज में चाहिए, चाहे आप एक बिगिनर हो, चाहे आप एक इंटरमीडिएट हो, आपको प्रैक्टिस चाहिए ही चाहिए। तो फिर उसके लिए यू हैव टू डू प्रैक्टिस। तो फिर आप टैक्टिक्स करेंगे एंड देन आफ्टर टैक्टिक्स विल गो टू ओपनिंग्स, देन विल लर्न द ओपनिंग्स, डिफरेंट ओपनिंग्स, देन विल गो टू मिडिल गेम, हाउ टू प्ले द मिडिल गेम, and then the end games. So end games we will do the different mating patterns, end games kya kya hote hain, and all the different things. So, and in this stage even also we have to do practice and play tournaments. So by doing
Mhm.
all these things we'll get better chess players. Like, the
Mhm.
journey goes on. That's the thing.
Mhm. How
Yes.
about like if somebody wants to formally take up chess as their profession, are there any state level, national level organizations that help them, that support them in this process?
Okay, so yeah, actually, in national level, there is AICFB, All India Chess Federation for the Blind, who conducts training and even select players for international events, and they also conduct state, national, and other tournaments. Other than this, there are state bodies as well. Like, each state has separate bodies which conduct their own state tournaments and send player for the nationals. And despite this, Ashwarya, people can get coaching from sighted players as well. As I told, that there's no much difference between sighted and non-sighted players, so they can
Mm.
easily get training if the coaches are willing to teach. And I would like to add one more thing. Like, if someone wants to take professionally, they should know all the basic and foundational rules of chess as well, because in our society we have different variations of rules which are not like feasible in professional chess. So we need to get acquainted with them, and then we have to be very careful with the board orientation. And along with that, we need to take care that the players know proper piece movement, and everything should be learned in a systematic way so that they can play the game smoothly.
Mm. I get it. Thanks, Neha. Thanks for sharing this. A couple of more questions for each of you, and then we'll be going ahead with, if participants would like to ask you all any questions. So, Rishabh, my question to you. What I know your book is still yet to launch. When are you planning to do that, Rishabh?
It will be available on 1st May, first week of May.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So I know that you have given your, you've ask some people to read your book before it goes, before it gets published. So far, whoever has read your book, especially those with no visual impairment, if they have read your book, what has been their response? And were you happy, or was it something, hey, I didn't think of this, that this book would have this impact on them? So could you share us few responses from your sighted readers?
It is very difficult for me to accept, but so mostly I have given this book to more than 100 people to read. And
Mhm.
apart from them, with the people with vision issues and people who are sighted, it's almost 50-50. And if I'll consider just the 50 sighted people, they have said the same things that the people who had vision impairment said. So, what pattern I have seen? Every single time I have received three comments. First one being, I started laughing and then I had tears in my eyes. The second one being, I don't know, a little part of me was healed. And the third one being, everyone said that it feels like it's my own story. And it was never the intention. Like I told you, this is not a book. This is
Mhm.
my reflection notebook wearing just a tie and a suit. So I never expected like this reaction would come. So this was different for me to just accept like what the reaction was there.
Hmm. I'm sure, like once your book launches, Rishabh, I hope you'll remember that you did a podcast with us once you become all famous and all that. Don't forget us, okay? So thanks, Rishabh. So Neha and Jigisha, your book is already on different platforms. So what has been the response so far, both by the visually impaired and the sighted community?
Okay, Aishwarya.
Uh,
Since we
yeah.
launched this book very recently, like it was published in 20th March of this month, so we are now in the stage of just promoting this book. Now it is on Kindle, but soon it will come on other ebook platforms as well, such as ebooks, Google Books, Kobo, etc. So now we are just in the stage, but as far as the interactions we have, people were quite encouraging and has shown interest in this idea. Like since we have given a unique concept explaining both through text and diagrams, so there people are interested, but we need to promote it more because it is just a recent publication.
We wanted to reach
Mhm.
to most of the people out there, and we just like want it to be most beneficial.
All the best with that, guys. I'm sure it will reach out to many people, and I'll be shouting out loud for that. The last question for you, Neha and Jigisha. So now you have written a book, and you've had the topic of writing this about. I mean, the topic is about chess. So where do you see the book going in future? Like, what you would like to see to happen? And are you in plans of, ideas of writing another book, maybe?
Ma'am, first of all, we would like that this book receives, uh, like, I'm sorry, I'll repeat. So we just hope that this book gives lot of benefit to all kind of visually impaired people through different platforms. And if we get a good response, then we will consider to even publish this in Braille so that those who cannot use technology can also use it. And since it was really fun and we enjoyed writing, and if we get some opportunity, we will definitely write another book if we get some new unique idea.
Definitely, we'll try.
Great, great. Looking forward, and I would like to actually read your book. I'll check out the accessible versions. I would love to read your book. Rishabh, the same question to you. Where do you see your book from now, maybe let's say 2 years or 5 years from now? And are you going to do a series of your book, maybe like, dating in Maldives, or a flight in Amsterdam? So is that,
Your
yes.
question was, what are your plans and regarding the book? So definitely, I would want to write more books if life gives me more trauma, and I'm always ready for more traumas. Definitely, this book will be available in the first week of May, and on all the platforms. It will be freely available on Bookshare as well. And I don't know. After reading so many, I have so many audios or so many feedback from the book. I have a very strong intuition that whoever reads this book will definitely feel that a little piece of them is in the book. And this is what I see now. Thank you.
I love the way you said that. And yeah, sorry, I may take one more question from each of you, same common question.
Mhm.
So, see, you guys have had your lives and then the struggles, and then came across, like for Neha and Jigisha, you guys came across chess, and then you put that into a book. And for you, Rishabh, you felt like, let me do this. Let me write a book about my experiences. So, when I actually researched about the authors, especially who are visually impaired in India, uh, there are not many. There are very few authors who are visually impaired, and maybe they mostly write blogs and all that. So, how do you see, like, for the participants with visual impairment who are watching you, let's say tomorrow they decide, okay, this is the experience which I want to pen down into a book. What would you tell them as somebody who have decided it yourself? What is the advice you would give to these people?
Hello,
Rishabh, you like to go first?
am I audible?
Yes, yes, Rishabh.
Uh, uh, I feel like uh, when it comes to expressing, I see the book was my way of expressing. So it is like, if you have something to say, find your way of expression. Because, like, why only we should see authors, visually impaired authors? We should see more of stand-up comedians, we should see more of TED talks, we should see more of journalists. So in every field, I guess you had to find your way of expression, and if you find one, just embrace it. For me, what worked was, this was the only thing which worked for me, so I did it.
Get it, Rishabh. Get it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Neha and Jikisha?
I think I agree with him. Like each and every person has their different way of expression. So सबका express करने का way is अलग. So I think it differs.
Yeah. Thank you, Jigisha. Now I open the forum to our participants. We have few participants here today, but don't worry, we'll be putting this on YouTube so that it reaches out to many. Any participants who would like to ask them questions, and here I would like to acknowledge that one of our participants is Naman Parekh, and he's the guy who actually introduced me to Jigisha and Neha. Thanks for that, Naman. And coincidentally, he happens to be Rishabh's friend as well. So thank you, Naman. I know you asked me not to shout out your name, but it's all right. So yeah, participants, if any of you would like to ask questions to our wonderful panelists here, please, this is your time. You can raise your hand and unmute yourself.
Aishwarya, I'm coming to the office day after tomorrow, and I'll see you there. I have a question for Rishabh. So, Rishabh,
Yes, brother.
you also shared the book with me, and I thought
Mhm.
I would ask this question to you private, but I was
Mhm.
like, why not ask this on this
Mhm.
podcast itself? And
Mhm.
my
Mhm.
question is basically, when I read your book, I was like, okay, there's a lot of things that he has included, but I felt okay, similar situations has happened with me, and
Mhm.
some of the things I think I can't put it out in a book. some things I feel I should put it out. So how do you decide which to put out and which not to put out, and how exactly do you go about the structure? How did you decide the chapters of your book, that I'll start from here and go about this way and end it over there?
Uh, there are two parts of the book. You have seen the contents page. It was conscious the way we did it, like the way there is a pattern if you see in
Mm.
the contents page. Regarding the book and the themes, my intention was I will write the most absurd things. इससे ज्यादा एम्बैरेसिंग हो ही नहीं सकता मेरे साथ कुछ, मैं वो लिख दूंगा तो उसके बाद कुछ बचेगा ही नहीं ना लेयर्स. मतलब
Yeah.
in one of the chapters I have written like I need help going to the washroom if I am in a social setting with people. I don't know where is it. I want to ask people. So I have written about it, which is I guess very common. Like if I talk to people, they all said हाँ यार ये वाली प्रॉब्लम तो होती है. So my intention was कि इतना ज्यादा डीप और डार्क लिख दो कि कुछ बचे ही ना आपके पास में कि यार अब मेरे को कोई एम्बैरेसिंग कुछ नहीं बचा है मेरे लिए. आई हैव एक्सेप्टेड एवरीथिंग. So my intention was that to filter out, actually unfilter out things.
Thanks, Naman. Thank you for that question. Do
Nice.
you have any question for Neha and Jigisha as well?
I'm not really into chess, so I don't really have any questions for them. Sorry, guys.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Naman. Thank you. Anyone else has any questions? You can raise your hand and ask your question.
Is there anybody?
I don't think so.
So even if you have any follow-up questions, like our YouTube, we'll be putting this meeting in our YouTube channel. Even in the YouTube channel, you can ask any questions if you like, if you would like to. Since there's no one, I would actually take this chance to ask Rishabh and
Mhm.
Neha and Jigisha another question. This is not related to your books, but this is just I want to bring in the perspective of how people with visual impairment dream, and they do also see a future. So where do you guys see, let's say, 10 years from now, Rishabh?
Oh, it's a very big question. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. But one thing that I would, yeah, I always have this dream to be more and more authentic towards, like, be much more like the inner child that I have. And 10 years from now, I would want, apart from whatever I'll do professionally, personally, where I am located, nothing matters as far as I am the original self, authentic self of myself. So that
Hmm.
is something that I always aspire, and like it helps me. Usually, what people think is that people with visual impairments cannot enjoy, and my
Hmm.
version is like
हमसे
you
पूछो
can.
भाई, how can you
Ah,
say we cannot
you
enjoy?
cannot take my ability to enjoy from me. I'll tell you things that you won't know. Naman is the one who we were having a conversation with Naman yesterday. He told me, bro, how do you know so much? So that was the thing.
Hmm.
To be more authentic, to be more original, to be more me in the future, so that uh, ये वाली बुक या ऐसी वाली बुक लिखने की दोबारा जरूरत ना पड़े. It should be about different things.
Absolutely, Rishabh. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Neha and Jigisha, how about you guys? Where do you see 10 years from now? Yourself 10 years from now?
So, first of all, what I think is a person should be first at the first place. He should be a good human being, a good person. So,
Hmm.
first of all, the thing is that, and secondly, I'm pursuing DLLB at HNLU. So, I would like to be. My aim is that I want to be I want to be a part of judiciary. I want to be a judge in the future, and especially a judge of the
Wow.
Supreme Court. And that's
If
it. Like,
any, if I get into any crime, I'm coming to you.
and like that's my aim. being a judge of the Supreme Court is my aim.
Wow, that I really wish you the best with that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
How about Neha?
Yes, Aishwarya. So, I agree with Jigisha. So, the first goal is to be a good human being. And I would like, since I'm doing PhD from Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, I would like to be a professor. Or if my second option would be, I would like to just crack civil services examination. Doing job or not doing is not decided. Maybe I'll go in the professor line only because I cannot handle the stress of collector, to be very honest. But I would like to try to crack it. And moreover, I would like to contribute to the lives of visually impaired people. I want to design something particularly helpful for them. Not only visually impaired people, I would like to become a person who will be reliable not only to visually impaired people but to who can also guide and inspire others as well.
Beautiful. I love the fact that, all three of you, not just besides yourself, like, oh, me, myself, you guys are not that. You're also looking around to do something good, for others. That's the beauty of all three of you. And I can't thank you all enough for being on the show. Before I close, one last time, I would like to call out to the participants, if you have any questions, please ask away. Otherwise, we'll be shortly closing this podcast. Anyone out there?
Sorry, I'm gonna break the rules. Hi, Aishwarya. Hi, everyone. Mohar this side. I think I would just like to shout out to everyone, like Neha and yeah, you guys are already, I think, contributing to the visually impaired community. Like you said that you wanted to design something. So I think just this book is a wonderful step to allow anyone who wants to learn chess. And Rishabh, so yeah, he's just inspiring me. So yeah, no, amazing guys. Super proud of every one of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank
much.
you,
Thank you,
Mohit. Thank
Mohit.
you.
It means a lot.
Thank you.
And one more interesting part is before this podcast, the panelists like the Neha and Jigisha, they're best friends. But Rishabh is also from Raipur and Neha and Jigisha are also from Raipur. So I believe after this podcast, they're going to connect. I mean,
Mohar
be
is
there
also
in
from
person.
Raipur.
Yeah, Mohar. Yes, yes, Mohar is. See, it's a small world, and I think when you do events or podcasts like this, you never know how people will connect. So I'm happy about it. And to all our participants, I request Shepul to please share the links of Jigisha's and Neha's books, both the text and the diagram versions in the chat. So people who are interested can go check out these books there, purchase it from there. And also, we are sharing email IDs of Jigisha, Neha, and Rishabh. In case if you would like to be in touch with the three of them, you can write to them on their email IDs. And besides that, about this Inside Show, we try and do it once in a month. We bring in people from different areas of life, walks of life. And next show, we are thinking of bringing in a couple. One of the spouse is sighted, and the other spouse is visually impaired. So we're going to have a talk with them about their life, how they got to know each other, how they broke all the stigmas in the society and got married and are there with each other now. So that's what we're going to discuss. And so I would also request Shepul, if you could please share our social media links in the chat, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you also have Facebook and our contact number. If you'd like to receive broadcast list messages from us, please text the number. It's also in the chat. I will announce it loudly. The number is 8520818879. I repeat, 8520818879. And on that note, thank you all for taking your time on Saturday. My special thanks to all the three here, Rishabh, Neha and Jikisha. It's been wonderful chatting with you all and knowing more about you all. But I'm kind of jealous that you'll get to catch up in Raipur, but not here in Hyderabad. But it's all right. But thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Aishwarya. It
Thank you
was
Thank
so
you,
really
much.
fun and
Aishwarya.
means a
Our
lot.
pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Have a lovely evening, all of you, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Same to you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Same to you. Bye bye.